All right, guys, American Trucker here. I am down here in sunny Florida. Probably see some palm trees back here. Oh, there's some right here. Boom. It is like 72 degrees down here. And where I'm from in Tennessee, we're just trying to hope it don't snow again this year or stops raining long enough for the ground to dry out and not be mud. But anyways, down here in Florida, they're down here playing pickleball. You drive by and they're playing pickleball. They're at the park playing baseball, throwing frisbee. You go by an ice cream shop and they're sitting outside at the picnic tables eating ice cream. It's just a different world in February down here in Florida than compared to where I'm at. But anyways, I can already hear people now saying, "Oh no, you pulled freight down in Florida." But I got a strategy for that. Um, yes, they talk about all the new guys got to go in Florida, get burnt, and then don't understand how to come out correctly, and then lose money. But I am pulling off the load boards, and I'm mainly staying in the Northeast, and I got a little oval that I'm trying to stay in mostly between, let's say, southern Maine and northern Florida, and then, out a little bit, maybe Tennessee, Kentucky, but I don't want to go too much farther west than that. You go too much farther west than that, there's good paying loads, but you start getting sucked out west more and more. So, for instance, you might take a load in West Tennessee that pays well, and then once you get out West Tennessee, you can't get back. That's not too bad getting back, but if you go too much farther than that, you start getting good loads, but they start pulling you farther and farther out west. Next thing you know, you're in Southern California or New Mexico or somewhere, a week away, and all the good plane freights in the Northeast. So it's a strategy that I definitely don't have perfected, that I'm learning right now. Coming down to Florida, where I came to, I don't want to go all the way to Southern Florida. From here, there's good paying loads that just take you even farther down in Florida, but that's the same concept what I'm talking about not getting sucked out west. You also don't want to get into that Florida game where you get sucked too far down in Florida and um, you're coming out for pennies or deadheading out. It's not bad if you go, in my opinion, so far. That may change, but it's not bad if you go a little ways into Florida and you're willing to deadhead out and you have a fuel efficient truck. Down here in Florida, the roads are flat. You're at sea level. Everything's running on as good as it probably can be. And the last leg of this trip down here, the last 250 miles or so, coming down where I'm at, coming down 95 with a 20-some thousand pound load, pretty light load. I was getting almost 10 miles per gallon. Now, normally I don't get that. So when people say, "Oh, I get that all the time," trust me, if I get a 40,000 pound load and I'm somewhere where there's hills or trying to go through, even North Carolina, West Virginia, stopping and starting traffic or whatever, trust me, I'm down in the sevens, eights. If I can stay mid eights, I'm lucky. So I definitely don't normally get that, but I really kind of started focusing here lately on taking my foot off the gas. I say that because when I worked for Prime, we were governed at 65, and of course, it's not a problem if you can't go faster than that. But I have been like a kid with a new toy, got the governor taking it off. So this whole first part of this week, I might have went a little faster than I needed to, just because I could finally pass people after 2 years of working at Prime and not being able to pass anyone. So yeah, I probably didn't do that good the first of this week because I got that governor taken off and I can go as fast as I want now. But it did feel good a couple of times to get beside someone and you knew they didn't want to let you pass, one of those people, and then boom, well, see ya, zoom by them and then get over and then slow back down. But I might have done that a little too much, so I'm definitely working on that. And then, like I said, that was a week ago when I started back driving again. So toward the end of this week and this last trip for sure, knowing that I'm coming into Florida and I need to curb all costs as much as possible, I definitely slowed it back down. As a matter of fact, I might even slowed it down a little bit more than I normally did even at Prime. I probably ran 65 most of the time at Prime, to be honest with you. But I did 62, 63 a lot this last couple hundred miles. And it made huge difference. And the terrain, of course, makes a difference. But anyways, everything is going well. The truck is running excellent. No problems there. Not going to lie to you guys. The trailer, I've had to have it fixed twice the first week out. And that's the tandems back here. So 2 times there's been a leak And it's probably because, this trailer's a rental. I just got it, and it's probably been sitting for a while, and there was no visual leaks or anything. But as soon as I pulled it home the very first trip, one of the steel hub seals leaked, probably dry rotted, probably been sitting for a while. Again, you can't just tell that until you start moving it around, getting the wheels turning, and then, stuff happens. But so far, excellent service. I touched on that. I said, hey, if I take it right off the lot and something happens, you guys going to give me like a grace period, right? To, fix it. And they said, oh, yeah, no problem. Now, we didn't have that in writing, so they didn't have to. But 2 times the first week, there's been a leak back here or an issue where a mechanic had to fix it and charge. The second time a Love's mechanic came out from Love's. But both times they paid for it, so I haven't paid a penny for it. And she even said, the woman that I leased it from, if anything happens in the next couple weeks as well, she's still going to cover all that stuff, getting the bugs worked out. So anyways, other than that, the trailer's good. No issues with it. It does pull different, for sure. And I did put so I got used at Prime to not scaling my loads, because let's see if I can get over here, because we had a right way system on it, and I guess that's not that normal, maybe, I don't know, for other trailers to have it on it, but I really enjoyed that. So I mean, it was pretty accurate, and I never got a ticket for being overweight or anything, even when it was close. Now, if it was really close when I worked at Prime, I would scale a load, but very, very seldom did that happen. So I leased this trailer, and it did not have a right way system on it, so I bought one. Boom, right there, brand new. Put it on, not hard to do, real easy. That little screw right there, you probably can't see it, but that's how you adjust it. You just turn it one way or the other. If you know how to work one of these, then you know what I'm talking about. But basically, you go get a load, your first load, what I did, and then you have to go to a certified scale. Trust me, if you work for Prime, you know what I'm talking about. Those meat scales or whatever they are at some of those Smithfield or whatever, some of those meat places especially, they have scales. But even in the Prime notes, when you go to pick it up on your app, it says do not go off of their scales. They are not accurate. So that's why I say go to a certified scale, a CAT scale. You go to a Love's, Pilot, somewhere that's got an actual certified scale that's correct, and get on the scale. And if it weighs 30,000, let's see if I can do this. Your scale ticket says your tandems weigh 30,000 pounds. When you first get this, and of course, you pull this out, it's going to say something crazy, over here. It's going to say 20,000 or 40,000 or whatever. What you do is you just turn that little screw until the needle goes on to 30,000 pounds. And then once you do that, then it's set. You just leave it. So you do that the first time, and then every time after that, it should be pretty accurate. But every once in a while, if you want to jump on a scale, CAT scale, and just do the process over again, and just make sure that what the CAT scale says is exactly what your scale down, right way scale down here says, then you should, that's calibrating it basically. You should do that every so often. Other than that, man, the turnaround times on these loads and unloads is absolutely unreal. Let me set this down somewhere. It's absolutely unreal. Everywhere I've been so far on the pickup and the drop-off, it's almost like they were waiting on me to get there. That is not the way it works in reefer, at least not at Prime, at least not from what I know. Reefer, sometimes you get to a receiver or shipper, and they may say go over here and park, or even if you don't have an appointment time, they just check you in, and it might be 2-3 hours before they get you into a dock. Then they get you into a dock, and it might be an hour or two before you even feel a forklift come back there and even start to unload you. And then when they start, it might be another hour or 2 or 3. Who knows how long. I've waited longer than that before. Every reefer person has. It's just a nightmare getting in and out. So typically, yes, it probably pays more per mile that way, but it just eats up your time. So far, I feel like I've been doing just as good, and I'm not even in rhythm yet, if not better, back when freight was abundant with Prime. So I'll get more into the money. I'll talk about more about how much these loads are paying out here, but the turnaround time, you can pick it up and go. And the process, I'll talk about the process that Prime has you kind of go through in another video. This video is getting kind of long, but the longest I've ever waited, as soon as I get to receiver or shipper, they immediately put me straight into a door. I don't have to park somewhere or nothing. They just say, okay, go to this dock. And the longest I've waited so far at any shipper receiver, as soon as I open the door and bump the docks, has been less than 10 minutes, like 7 or 8 minutes, and boom, they're unloading you. And then 15, 20 minutes later, they're done. They're done, and you're off to the next load. So the turnaround time is unbelievable. But I'll do some more videos, give you guys some more updates. But so far, everything's going well. I'll work with this company that I'm working with now a little bit more, but so far everything has been great. I have no issues, no complaints. It's different because it's a very small company versus Prime is a mega, you know, thousands of trucks. So it's a different process, but I like it better so far. So that's it, guys. American Trucker, I'm out.